Hi, I'm Zack from Zack's Giving Back segment, and today I'm here with Tyler Lessinger and Titus O'Neil. So we're going to be talking about Titus's work in the community and his WWE career and WrestleMania. So Tyler, why don't you get started?
Yeah. Let's dive right in, Titus.
Let's dive right in then.
Yeah. How did you go from a Gator great football legend to the WWE Monday Night Raw legend?
Legends usually to me are dead, so it's still growing. But I finished my career at the University of Florida, and then went to Jacksonville Jaguars, tore my ACL there, and then went and played some arena football, which is how I ended up in Tampa, because my last 2 years I played here with the Storm. And one of my best friends is Dave Bautista, and former WWE Superstar, now movie star of Guardians of the Galaxy and Spectre and My Spy and a host of other movies. He had always tried to get me to try out for WWE, and I was like, man, I'm not doing that. It's not for me. And I was driving one day in South Tampa and picking up a pair of dress shoes from across the street where Burlington Coat Factory is in Brighton Plaza, and wanted some jerk chicken. And there was a place called the Jerk Hut right around the corner off of Gandy and Dale Mabry. And I was headed that way, and he had told me what FCW was, which was the developmental school for WWE, and which is now called NXT. And I picked up the phone. I said, hey man, is this a place you've been trying to get me to go and try out? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, I'll poke my head in the back door and see what it's about. And 2 weeks later, I was signed and learning how to become a WWE superstar. And that's, that happened 12 years ago, and I'm still going.
WrestleMania is coming to Tampa for the first time ever at Raymond James Stadium. What makes this event so special to Tampa, and why do you think so?
Well, for a multitude of reasons. Number one, it's our equivalent to Super Bowl. It's actually voted by Forbes magazine as one of the top 10 sports and entertainment events that can happen, along with the World Cup, Super Bowl, obviously, and the Olympics. So we're in a very special category when it comes to putting on large events. And obviously the city of Tampa is very special to me, special to you guys because you live here. You've been able to see a lot of things over your very short lifetime happen here, including national championships, other Super Bowls. And a lot of people don't understand that this has been a hub for a lot of WWE superstars for years. I mean, history dating all the way back to the 80s, where WWE superstars from the past lived here. People always talk about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson used to live right here in Tampa Bay off of Hillsborough. And his father, before he passed, actually lived here as well, up in Lutz, near where I live. And so there's a lot of history here for the city. There's a lot, obviously, with our sports commission always putting on amazing events, your mom included, and she's a former Gator, go Gators. To be able to have, once again, in 2 times in 1 year, Tampa Bay be the epicenter of sports and entertainment, with most recently the Super Bowl. Now we get a chance to have a little bit of a rewind. Unfortunately, still limited amount of fans. We can't blow it all the way out like we would normally do for WrestleMania. We would break attendance records everywhere we've been so far, and this year would have been no different. But for us in Tampa, any amount of economic boom is great because so many people obviously were out of work during COVID, and so many businesses were shut down and restaurants were closed. So it gives all of these people that are finally getting back to work and these families that are finally being able to get out and about another opportunity to do something. And it's, for us in WWE, it's our first time having fans in over a year. And so we're excited about being able to put on our big show in front of, a max capacity crowd of 25,000, but also millions watching across the globe, whether it be on Peacock or the WWE Network globally. So a lot to be excited about, and I'm the host this year, and that's a very special honor for me, obviously, with what Tampa means so much to me, and that clearly shows that the company feels very strong about me as an ambassador and as a person that has done a lot here in Tampa, but a lot for the company. So to be right at front and center, kind of leading the charge, it's pretty cool.
Now the word on the street is that you and Hulk Hogan are going to tag team host. this year's WWE WrestleMania.
That's the word on the street.
That's the word on the street.
I mean, we're dubbed as co-hosts, but you know, I'm a pretty selfish guy when it comes to this opportunity. So Hulk Hogan will definitely have a part on the show, but I consider myself the host and the one and only host.
Is there anything the fans can expect from this year's WrestleMania?
Well, you know, for the second year in a row, we are doing 2 nights. Last year was the first time we had WrestleMania over 2 nights. Usually it's a long day when it was on one night, but now it's over 2 nights. We got great matches. History being made. The first African-American woman to win a Royal Rumble will challenge for the championship against another African-American woman. So it's the first time 2 African-American women have been in the main event picture. We have our first time ever African-American champion, WWE champion, in the main event of WrestleMania on one of the nights. I've been here 12 years now. It's been the most diverse group of talent up and down the roster. We got Bad Bunny, you know, who is a global superstar, Latino, going to take on The Miz. We have our women's division that has gotten stronger and stronger each year, that will be represented well both in the women's championship title matches. For the first time ever, we'll also have an Australian and a person from Japan in the championship match on our card. So a lot of diversity and a lot of things to look forward to when it comes to representation and having so many voices out there being heard, so many new heroes being developed. And I'm very proud of that aspect of WWE and what we're going to be able to provide the fans over 2 nights. And it's going to be special, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm so proud of every single talent that has made it to this point and got our company to this point where we're not just stereotypical characters, that they're actual heroes, and then people look at them as heroes. Yes, they're entertaining, but you got women out there that are tough and, you know, can kick any one of our butts at any given moment. And then you got, you know, you just have so many great dynamics when it comes to sports and entertainment. People will laugh, people will boo, people will cheer, and we, at the end of the day, I think some folks out there will even cry because it'll be the first time that they see certain things, and I'm looking forward to being able to be a part of all those range of emotions.
Now, when you walked in today, the first question that popped in my mind, how much do you bench press?
Oh man, I don't even know. I don't bench it heavy anymore. My max bench at one time was 510. If I got underneath 500 pounds right now, it'd probably cave every last bone in my body in, because I don't lift heavy anymore. I just look strong, and I am strong, but I don't lift heavy weights anymore because I'm getting older. I know I look good for my age, but I'm about to be 44 years old, and so it's more about longevity for me at this point, and being able to move around and being able to keep up with my 14 and 16-year-old kids, whether it be on the basketball court or, as you saw, as a ping pong table in here, which I'd be more than happy to wear one of y'all out as soon as this segment is over with, if you want.
All right, last question before I hand it on to Zack. What's your signature move? And please do not demonstrate on me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I wasn't planning to.
Okay, well, just making sure.
You guys didn't pay me enough money to do anything physical. So my finish is called the Clash of the Titus. It's a sit-out powerbomb, which I definitely will not do it to you, because if I did, you'd just completely turn into dust. And, you know, we still got to get you to the University of Florida at some point and graduate from there, because that's the only option that you have, right? Right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So good kid. You know what I mean? Mom and dad raising you well. But yeah, that's my signature move. It's called the Clash of the Titus.
Well, thank you for your time, and
yeah,
I can toss it to Zack now.
All right.
So we covered your WWE career, but we're here at Sly Middle, so why is that important to you?
Sly Middle Magnet School is an important school to me because much like myself when I was a kid, there are a lot of kids out here that were deemed bad kids. And I believe that for a good majority of my young adult life. I used to get bullied a lot. I got in trouble a lot, and then I got a chance to go to a place called the Florida Sheriff's Boys Ranch up in Live Oak, Florida. And it was there that a guy told me the two most powerful sentences in my life. The first one being that he loved me and that he believed in me. And the second one being that there's no such thing as a bad kid. When he asked me, why do I get in trouble all the time? And I said, I don't know, man, I'm just a bad kid. And he said, there's no such thing as a bad kid. And so there are a lot of kids out here that for years in the school didn't look that great, and people didn't really want to come here, was known as the fighting school. And I initially started coming here almost 6 years ago to give kids birthday parties that couldn't afford to have birthday parties, because I never had a birthday party growing up. And that expanded to several other schools throughout the county. And but this place was always very special to me. I just saw so much potential, not only with the students and the staff, but just, land-wise, this is bigger than some high schools. And so it's so much potential to grow. And it was in the heart of probably one of the most underserved areas in Tampa and East Tampa. And I felt like if I was going to do work anywhere, I wanted to do it where a lot of people that were counted out at one point can be counted on at some point. And so I wanted to come here and start the process, and it's still continuing to be a process. But ever since I've been here, the school went from being an F school for the last 19 years to being a C+ school, on its way to being a B school. Attendance is up, suspensions are down, and for the first time in the last 2 years, we've had no teacher openings. So that to me is success in itself, because as most people know, dealing with kids at a Title I school is very tough. You're dealing with a lot more issues than academic and behavior, and sometimes these kids are coming from situations where they may be homeless or facing homelessness. Food insecurity is a huge issue here. A lot of kids aren't eating unless they come to school, and so want to put things in place so that these kids, when they come to school and when their parents come to this campus, that they feel welcomed. They understand that there are standards, not expectations. I don't put expectations on anyone, because I can always be let down. But if I set a standard of excellence, when you come here, you treat things a certain way. There's no trash on the ground. When people come by, you shake their hand, you look them in the eye, yes sir, no sir. And hopefully that translates over into when they get home. And I feel like that's a universal standard, in my opinion. It's about respect, loving and respecting everybody you come in contact with, understanding that you won't like everybody that you come in contact with, and you won't agree with everybody that you come in contact with, but you love them and you respect them.
What motivates you to help work with these kids?
People invested in me when they had nothing to gain in return. And for me, I'll never meet a lot of the people that gave money to the Boys Ranch or gave money to the Boys and Girls Club. But what I can do is give of myself and treat people with dignity like those people did, with their hearts, their minds, their time, and their resources. That's my way of paying back those folks, but it's also what got me here, is that, people showed me love, real genuine love, and it came from all walks of life. It came from Black people, it came from white people, it came from lesbian, gay, straight community, Republican, Democrat. That's why, people ask me all the time, when you gonna run for office? Never. And I'll say this on you guys' show too, I'm never running for office, because I've been known as a person that connects people and brings people together. And the minute that I say I'm a Democrat or a Republican, I automatically cut off half of my influence. And so I'm one that truly believes that God put me here for a reason, just based on being a product of a sexual assault. My mother was raped at 11 years old, had me at 12 against the wishes of many people. And I was labeled a kid that would be dead or in jail by the time I was 16. And people invested in me and gave me a place to grow, gave me real love to prosper, and life is much better than it could have been had I not had those opportunities.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Titus is definitely not running for office. So what are some goals you have for this school in the future?
Goals that I have for the school in the future, one is to continue to sustain and increase the overall school grade. This is the 6th highest zip code for children living in poverty. So I'm working in conjunction with my foundation and Florida Chamber and many other partners to help decrease that dramatically by 2030. I want to continue to make sure that the families that are in this community stay in this community in regards to where they go to school. This is a magnet school, so obviously we can take kids from all over the district. But I want this to be a place where people don't just sign up to go, but it's like a waiting list for them to want to get into school here. Also a hub to be able to host activities, host different outside partners. You know, we have 2 bowl games here every single year with the Gasparilla Bowl and the Outback Bowl. Make my heart proud to be able to have one of those collegiate teams on campus here for an entire week, you know, practicing and working out and having these kids be able to envision themselves hopefully one day playing and being in that position. And who knows, we may get another Super Bowl hopefully here in the next 5 years hosting one. And, you know, they're always looking for a place to practice. So if it's the Bucks, clearly they have a place to practice at one Buck, but the away team always is looking for a place. And we got bleachers coming and stuff like that. So it's, you know, 5 years from now, this entire area will be different. And I know that. I saw that 4 years ago. And I just want to be able to help these families that are here and around the surrounding areas, you know, get opportunities to gain employment, to get transportation, to, you know, get free financial literacy courses so that they can partner with one of our partners, Suncoast Credit Union, where we can match some of their savings and put them in a position to purchase a home, be first-time home buyers, et cetera. The list goes on and on. It's a lot of potential. But for the students here, the ones that are going through this transformation right now that are getting ready to go to high school, I want them to be able to come back here in the summers and employ them to come back here in the summers and tutor and work and continue to have pride in what we're building here. We have a house system here. It's everybody here is in a house, from the custodial staff to the teachers to the students, and it's all about competition and accountability. And there are 5 houses. They all make up the word pride, which is what I want them to continuously have here, both on campus and outside of here. Have pride for yourself. The 5 houses of positivity, the house of positivity, the house of respect, the house of innovation, which we're in the innovation room right now, the house of determination, and the house of excellence. And all of those things make up pride. So at the end of the day, that's what we want to continue to build here is pride.
The WWE is very committed to the community. Can you tell me a little bit about the work they do?
Yeah, so we partner with various organizations throughout the globe. Obviously being, you know, broadcast weekly in over 130 countries in 35 different languages, we definitely have a large fan base. But we partner with organizations like the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, Susan G. Komen, Special Olympics. We've been the title sponsor of the World Games and Unified Games the last 4 out of 5 years. We work with Hired Heroes, which helps veterans, those that have served in the military, transition into the real world. We just started a new working with a new organization called Girl Up to continue helping this women's empowerment movement, both inside of WWE and outside of it, using our female superstars as and presenting them as superstars and not quote unquote divas. That's what they used to be called. But you know, kind of helping transform people's mindset when it comes to women's sports and utilizing the Girl Up platform to do that. We also work with, Nestle Waters, and working with their environmental teams and things like that, and trying. I'm actually a national ambassador for them for 2021 to healthy hydration, which is one of the things that regardless if you're an athlete or not, obviously drinking great water and clean water and is good for everybody's body. Even though they say milk is, it tear my stomach up. But but water's been very good to me, and now that I've gotten older, like almond milk and alternatives, oat milk and stuff like that. But you know, we have a lot of partners. We have over 50 billion views or 75 billion views on YouTube. We got, 1 billion followers on social media, both on Instagram and Twitter. That's more than the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball combined. And so with that type of reach, we have an opportunity to affect a whole lot of communities, and we take pride in being able to do that.
Before we conclude, do you have any advice for me and Tyler?
Yeah, well, first, the fact that you guys have, started this show shows that you obviously want to get the word out about giving back and the importance of it. Shows two things. One, that you're raised by great parents, because you only learn certain things by being raised by the right people. And then two, that your heart is in the right place and you're great human beings. And when you want to go out and tell stories and get people engaged, about those stories, make sure it's a diverse group of people that you're talking to and not just one perspective of one thing or another. Always smile more. You look way too serious. You're a pretty handsome kid, both of you. Yeah, so smile more because you let people in. You let people feel like you're more engaging, and it's contagious. A good smile is contagious, just like the stories that you tell and about giving back and the importance of it. That stuff is contagious when you get people, the right people around you. So continue to, make great episodes. Have great guests like myself, the WrestleMania 37 hostess with the mostest, and continue to be great.
Thank you for taking some time to do this interview with us.
Absolutely.
Before we end, go check out Tyler's work on Live on Leonia, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.